morning, everyone. It's Thursday. Did any of you go through and do the write down your frustrations and whatnot and burn them? I did, and it feels so much better. So I might go through and actually do like a little ritual and do a little sit down and do a little video on that. I think I might just do that because it really is a very cleansing, it is so cleansing. I really do like that practice quite a lot. A little meditative reflection in some of that as well. All right, so we're Thursday. And we are still retrograde with Mercury and Mars. So again, the communication thing has been a challenge. The aggression, wanting to scapegoat, all of these fun little things that have been going on. The conspiracy theories, the animosity, the not wanting to listen to the other side, just all of that stuff is going on, especially the bad communication. Our energy for the week is breath. Our challenge for the week is activation with the wind, and ocean is ebb and flow, and that's our learning. Just as a reminder too, that we are connected, that there is a balance, that there is a system that is in play, that we are a part of. And, you know, while we are, most of our planet is comprised of water, so are we physically, that the moon plays on and pulls and pushes against that ebb and flow, that there is a connection with the wind and the energy that moves across our planet, how that can be very soft at times, how it can be very destructive at times, but that energy is always moving. We want it to move. We also talk about the conduction belt within our oceans and that play between hot and cold, and how it keeps that conduction belt moving and the nutrients moving through our oceans, that give and take, the replenishment, the use of the energy, and the expression of the energy as it moves through the system. Same thing with breath. It is the same thing. It is that flowing energy, that give and take, the carbon versus the oxygen, and how one helps manifest the other. So, and if we break that down, we get stagnation, the energy flow becomes blocked, and serious issues start to happen, both for us spiritually, physically, for our planet, spiritually, physically. So just kind of keeping all of that stuff in mind. That is through our Earth Magic Oracle deck, that we set the, or discover the energies that are in play for the week there. And then we're also using Santa Muerte tarot deck. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I just, I cannot get over. I'm attracted to tarot decks that have like just a ton of detail and color in them. The energy, the, of course, the backstories and that sort of thing, the celebration of life, that again, the ebb and flow, death is a part of life and life is a part of death, and that transference through time from one generation to the next, and what's carried forward, what we leave behind, not just in our individual lives, but through the generations as well. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Hello, Spirit Energy. Thank you for letting me be an instrument of your insight, support, and guidance as we open to your message you share with us today. Spirit Energy, show me clearly. And we are, our card for today, what is our card for today? I keep track. Energy cards are pulled at the beginning of the week, and then I keep track of them throughout the week. To look and see what that energy card is for today. Somebody was asking me the other day why I shuffle my decks the way that I do. Meaning when I pull this over this way, it alternates the cards back and forth from light to shadow. I know that some tarot readers only read in the light, but I feel that the shadow cards are more, in a lot of respects, I think the shadow cards are actually more important because it shows us areas that maybe we need to be working on that can bring true transformation in our lives or stronger warning to us. So some people get nervous when they see shadow cards, and I actually get excited about them. The star. Alright, I'm going to put that one right there. And let's see, our energy card for today, we have the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords, we got new roads. We have renewal in trust, overcoming debate and gossip. There can be some fear associated with the Seven of Swords. We need to make sure that we're just focusing our energy and just that renewal in the trust. So don't release it, relax into what's going on today. So a renewal of trust, and if we were kind of thinking about what's happened the last couple of days, Monday, needing to release past situations or issues, and then we were talking about keeping the energy moving, that there was some business stuff that would come into play, some new undertakings or adventures that were coming up. Yesterday we had the Fool that was in play, a lot of new energy flowing there. And then we had a little hint that we needed to be mindful of probably some closer relationships, either business or personal, where we needed to make sure that we were communicating clearly and that they hadn't been forgotten or left out. Here, we're talking about a renewal in trust, so that might be a pullover from yesterday. So maybe that, whatever that strangeness was that was in play, maybe that's been worked through. So let's go ahead and see what we have going on here, and then we're going to see how the star comes into play with this as well. Our volunteer card. Volunteer cards sometimes bring clarity to the overall read, so we'll kind of see how this works. So we have the Two of Cups. This is our challenge position. Our energy to use today is the One of Pentacles. Our energy to avoid today is the Eight of Swords in shadow. And then we have the Chariot, which is our energy focus for today. And then we have the Star, and this is, we're just going to hold on to that one for just a moment. So our Two of Cups, a lot of love, passion, strong reciprocation that ties in well with that renewed trust. So probably broke through whatever it was that was going on yesterday, that little residual, that other person in our life, maybe they had needed some clarification from us or needed to see what our actions were doing. Sometimes we get caught in words and actions not matching, not aligning. And sometimes that message can be thrown off because of that. So seems like that may have worked out pretty good, whatever that might have been. The One of Pentacles in shadow, typically this would be success, planting the seeds for manifesting from our spirit energy into the material world. So planting those seeds that bring that forward. Typically material abundance, but it can also be happiness and triumph and a spiritual manifestation into the material world. In shadow, we need to be mindful of abuse of power, stay balanced with what's beyond the material world. So, we manifest from the spirit world into the material world. Sometimes people have a tendency to forget where that came from, and then it can become destructive. The Eight of Swords in shadow is our energy to avoid today. We need to be very clear and very mindful in our actions today, avoiding delays or hesitations in expressing interest or conflict. So we need to just be mindful. Again, and I think that kind of moves over from yesterday a little bit as well. When we go through and move along, sometimes we can rub people the wrong way. We can be exclusionary. Again, it goes back to being careful with the power in play. The Chariot is that energy for us to focus on today. There's control with the Chariot. There's triumph. There's conquest as we move forward. So make sure we're bringing everybody with us. There's room in the Chariot for everyone. And then the Star, which was our volunteer card, it's a very active card. There's a receptiveness, an altruism that comes with this card. There is a lot of positive energy that comes with this for the future. There can be a bit of a challenge. There can be there can be a little bit of a resetting of our energy here. I just kind of feel like this just kind of plays in and gives strength to that connection with spirit, both in your relationships and your manifestation. Because sometimes there can be two sides of a coin that maybe don't seem like it should be part of the same coin, but they can interplay together. I would, and this being in the white position, I just think that it's just refocusing your energy. I don't necessarily think that sometimes when this comes into play, it can be a refocusing of your energy, as in a shift in your energy. I don't see that interplaying today in that way. I think this is more of like a through line where it's strengthening what's going on here. So, yeah, especially with the renewed trust that's over here, the triumphs that are going on. I just see this, the star is a through line with this, a cohesiveness to the energy. So if you have any questions, let me know. This is a new, and click on subscribe. If you have any questions, go ahead and put those below. You can also leave those on the Etsy page. There are other readings in the Etsy page. You're welcome to go through and look at those. If you have anything specific, just leave me a little note and we can take care of that as well. I thank you so much for joining today, and enjoy your day.